Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to take a look at the Takara MP Optimus Prime. Now, I've had the Hasbro reissue one twice now. I don't have one now, so I can't really go into it too much on what the differences are, just off of memory. So here we go. And we've already looked at the mold, so I'm not going to do the back and forth transformation, just cab to bot. So he's got a trailer, looks fairly the same. Looks like we got some paint slop going on over here. I expect better of a Masterpiece. There's more right here. Looking at the other side. Looks alright. I don't see too much. I mean, right here, I mean, definitely they need to lesson in how to paint inside the lines. It's not terrible, but it is noticeable if that's your thing. Let's see here. So you flip this piece down, and this piece down. Now you got the trailer. And you flip this out. You flip this out, and then you can take this, open it up. Looks like it's got some nice silver paint. This is just plain gray plastic. I can't remember how the Hasbro one was. These will fold down, and you can pull out the bed here, just like so. Well, it works pretty much the same. No issues here. You got this section here. It's ratchet here, swivels here, two double jointed swivel there. Another swivel here, side to side. This thing's on a hinge, swivel, hinge, double hinge here. And this thing opens and closes. Again, we've seen all this already. Nothing terribly new to write home about. Main reason why I bought this over the Takara one, or the Hasbro one, was because I've had the Hasbro one, and while it's nice, it wasn't... there was a lot of spur lines from when they cut it off the sprue. Roller here is silver. I'm pretty sure the Hasbro one was blue. And spike is the same goofy looking MP human that we've seen before. Nothing new here, except like I said, the roller is silver instead of blue. Alright. So that's it for the trailer. We're going to just take that, put it aside. I know I'm just kind of rushing it, but I mean, like I said, we've seen this before. You guys, there's probably a lot of people that have done these reviews too. So he rolls just fine. Transforming him. Undo the legs. Pull these panels here out and slide them down. And right here you can see a sprue mark on the chromed plastic that just sticks out really bad because it's got the chrome around it. But yeah, also at TFCon when I was looking for an MP Optimus Prime, I found this guy. He was 160, I believe. He was on sale for 160, and everyone there that had one was at 300 for the Hasbro. So we fold these out. Those will just tab in. No issues here paint wise. Looks like we got a sprue mark. Damn, those sprue marks. There's another one. Come on, this is a Masterpiece figure with all these sprue marks. There's some. There's some. I remember the Hasbro had it all over the red parts. So we'll see how bad that is when we get up here. So pull these panels here out. untab this, untab this. Section comes down, this section comes down, and then we can pull the arms out. Get those out of the way. Now I believe that the red is a little bit more vibrant. It's a little bit more of that hot rod red that I like. I'm pretty sure the Hasbro one was not like that. So I do like that better. I don't know. I can't remember it, but this just feels like it's got a little bit more like paint, I believe, or something going on here, because this red just looks a lot more vibrant. And I do like that. So we pull this section here down, or no, rotate this around, and then open up this and this. You can flip out the head like so, and then this section will come up like this. Flip this down, rotate this piece here around, rotate this around. These will come up onto the back, like so, and then you can flip these chrome bits all the way around and push them in, and they just tab in. Just like that. Open this panel here out, whip out his gun, close that back up, rotate the arms down, and then this piece here will come up and then tab in. Just like so. Close these up. And I remember on my Hasbro one, these things just did not want to stay all the way in as well. Slide this, slide this. But this seems to all hold together a little bit better on him than it did the Hasbro for me. Oh, this piece here can come around, and it just slides down like so, covering up those wheels. There's more sprue marks, more sprue marks. So the bottom half is about the same as the Hasbro one, but I don't see any on the red, so that's good. So if there were any, they covered them up. Flip this panel here down. You can rotate the hand around, close it up, open it up, rotate around, close her up, and there you go. And yeah, I really like him. I think he's, I do think he's a little bit better in some ways from the Hasbro one. Like I said, something about this red is different. It's got a little bit more wow factor for me. I don't know what it is really. I know there's something there with that red that's making him just pop that much more. And I really like it. Opening up his hand, you can take the gun here, flip this out, handle comes down, handle comes down. Oh, there you go. Handle comes down, take this, flip it in. I do need to get one of those replacement guns for him. Oh, and that finger popped off. See, that's what I keep talking about. If you're going to have articulated fingers, you got to pin them all the way. Don't use a friction joint like that. Do not do that. Alright. So there you go. Now the big problem with this figure that a lot of people have, and they didn't have it really when he first came out, it wasn't until the Hasbro came out that they realized they have an issue with this. And that's the eyes. They are painted, but they're painted poorly. I wouldn't call it poorly, but they're just darkened. And that's kind of an issue for some people. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to fix that issue real easy. But posability, head swivels, looks up and down. Arm goes up and down, in and out. Bicep swivel, bends at the elbow, rotates at the hand. The finger has two, one at the base and then one at the first knuckle, and then the fingers themselves have one pin for the whole lot of them. Waist swivels, nice smooth swivel there. Hips ratchets up and down, swivels in and out. Thigh swivel, bends at the knee, nice ratchet there. Swivels. Feet have a nice rocker in there, and they tilt just a little bit. And then real quick, just because I have him here, and I've been using my, I think it's year of the snake, year of the horse, year of the goat. I don't remember. But this Optimus Prime, so we can take a look at a quick difference between the two. You can see he's got a much darker red than he does, and he's got some clear plastic bits here going on, whereas his are yellow. Darker gray here and black in between the arms. His is solid red. Black on the waist here, silver, darker red here. His eyes are that much vibrant blue. I mean, you can see the difference here. I mean, that's very vibrant and not so vibrant. This gun doesn't want to stay in his hand. Let's see here. Again, darker blue, metallic blue here, and then all the chrome is gold on this guy. Now this one, because I got it from a friend in a trade, it does not come with the matrix, which I'm completely fine with, actually. It also didn't come with the gun or the trailer. As you can see, there's nothing there. Which I'm completely fine with, because this isn't for my collection. This is strictly for my scale comparisons. So that's all he does, and that's all he needs to do, is just stand there and look like an MP10. This one, we'll open this up here real quick. Flip this out, and then you can see the nice chromy, awesome matrix right here. Come on. Which is die-cast, and that thing just is just awesome looking. I love that. I love it. I love it. Alright, so I know I didn't sound too enthused about this figure, and that's strictly because of the fact that, you know, we've done this before, or we've looked at it before, and there's really nothing new here for Optimus. This gun just does not want to stay in his hand. Let's try this hand. Maybe he's left-handed. And I was kind of tired of seeing him sit on my things to be reviewed shelf when he needs to be on my display shelf. So that's more than anything the reason why. And let's get him out of the way, and we'll look at the DX9 Megatron next to him, and that looks better. That does look better. We're getting there. But all in all, do I recommend this thing? Yes, of course I do. I mean, it's an MP10. I mean, hell, I've got two of the molds. I'm debating on getting the Nemesis version just because I want another version of it. And that's because this mold is that good to have multiple copies of it. There's KFC hands that are out there that you can buy. There's for all the versions. There's another upgrade company coming out that's going to make shorter arms for him. Don't know how well that's going to work or look, because until they pointed it out, everyone thought he was just about right, and then everyone's like, you know what? He does have two long hands, but I could care less. You bend the elbow a little bit, he looks fine. That's as far as, that's all I need to do is just bend the elbow and he looks great. But yeah, and then there's a KO company out there that made all the versions plus some, and then there's a another KO company that's upscaling him because he wasn't big enough as it was. Whatever. Anyway, I love the mold. It's a solid 10 rating for me, as always with this mold. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to fix the eyes in 2 different ways, depending on what you have available. Well, okay, I'll just tell you one. One is, if you have an extra ear, the goat or whatever, and you want him to have more vibrant eyes, just take his eyes out and put them in there. The other one is to paint them, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. So yeah. Yeah. I'll show off how to paint those eyes real quick. It's gonna be real simple. I mean, it's gonna be a short video. The hardest part is gonna be taking the head apart. I put his head on backwards, or his ears on backwards, because I experimented with him the other day. Anyway, as far as Hasbro versus Takara goes, I mean, honestly, you can't lose either way. The Hasbro one was great. For me, the Takara, something about that red is just hitting the spot for me just a little bit more than the Hasbro one. Just a hair. To the point where I could care less about those eyes. I would be fine just leaving it there, but I know a lot of people, it bugs a lot of people. But for me, I think this figure is just about perfect as is. I mean, I love that red. I don't know, and no, it's just a hair different from the Hasbro one. Something about it is just, maybe it's a little shinier, maybe it's a little bit, just, I don't know. I can't pinpoint it. I know there's something different. It's almost to the point where I'm going to go buy a Hasbro one just to say, hey, look, they are a little bit different. Just the slightest shade different. And this is just that slightest shade in my direction that I love. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy and losing it. But I love this figure. It's the best Masterpiece mold that Takara's put out. Thus far, and I think it's going to be incredibly hard for them to top this. But hopefully we'll get a Megatron from them at some point, and they will be able to top it with a Megatron, or maybe we'll get something else. But it's like, this is why it's hard for me to give such good ratings to things like Ultra Magnus. I know you guys, a lot of people kind of gave me a hard time because I wasn't a huge fan of it, just because this thing came before Ultra Magnus, and this is a perfect figure in my world. So it's going to be really hard to just top that. I might pick up the KFC hands just to see if they're any better than his fingers, because that one knuckle does bug me a little bit. But other than that, figure's perfect. I mean, you cannot go wrong. If you have a Masterpiece collection, you have to have this figure. It's not a question. It's a must. If you have a Chug collection, I recommend picking this figure up just so that you can have him and throw it on a shelf somewhere. Throw it away. Don't put it in your collection. Put it somewhere else. Bring it to work. Put it on your desk at work. Glue it to your dashboard of your car. I mean, these things are awesome. You won't regret buying them at all. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody that said, yeah, I bought the MP10, but it just wasn't for me. I don't think I've spoken to anybody that said that. I've got some people that think that he's too big because they're more Chug collectors, but they still have their MP10. They're not getting rid of him. So yeah, I mean, it really is just about a perfect Masterpiece figure. Now, is he perfect in compared to third-party figures like Quake Wave, things like that? That's a different story. But as far as Takara goes, this is probably the best one they're ever going to do. So yeah, there you go.